Okay, welcome back. Thank you for returning. We did have some technical difficulties. I had to do some editing on the segment lists because it didn't make sense to me, but now we fixed it. All right, so the purpose of this document is to provide a place for collaborative development of green topics into program segments and segments into a show outline. Again, I'm only going to go through this document briefly, and you can go through it a little bit more in detail and send me your questions via email or through YouTube. But there's sort of three major parts to this document. The first is that there's some guidelines and commentary feedback because we want to make sure that everyone operates in a very constructive, collaborative, supportive manner. The main thing of it is that we want to make sure that everyone is sensitive to each other's experiences and feelings and thoughts. Often when you're in a collaborative working relationship, fully expressing yourself, there can be tension that comes up that isn't necessarily seen. So the main thing is that we want to make sure that no one takes anything personally or no one attacks someone personally either. So you want to have a very objective view as you're going through this and commenting and also receiving comments. And that's the general gist of what these guidelines are meant to do. But if you have suggestions on how we can improve upon this, please go ahead and add them. Now the second part of this document is the draft segment list. This was where once we've gone through and siphoned through a couple of ideas, a handful of ideas, we'll start plugging in on this list. We'll plug in the segment ideas as they stand. Now, we also have a list of suggested topics. Those lists of suggested topics will be developed. You'll see that we've added some there. You may feel free to add some yourself. And what we're going to do is use this as an online area where you can provide comment. So we'll have the topic here. Then we'll have some people who are green experts come in. They'll type in some of their information and blogs and review some of our thoughts and our ideas about what we think is a green solution. And they'll say, well, you may want to consider this. Then we'll also have each other to come in and say, hey, look, I see your comment about this show. I think maybe we could add some of this ideas. I've been inspired by what you're doing, so let me type in and do this. So again, we're going to be using this throughout, and once these topics are developed, we'll then start saying, oh, I think this segment idea is a show, and I think this show can be put into the segment slot 01 or segment slot 09, and then we'll develop it. So this is going to be a living document again. We're all going to be bringing in. It's going to be very much kind of like open source in that sense. So it's very important that we have some structure in terms of how we provide feedback and comment to one another, because we will be living with this document for a while through the pre-production process all the way to the production process. So that's the segment list. All right, now we're going to take a quick break, and when we get back, we will review the treatment format. And it really does tie into the segment list. So let's take a break and come right back to that.